Thank you for tuning in to my little YouTube channel. Today I'm going to quickly show you how I would go about blocking in a street scene. If you can see that there, yes I think so. I don't tend to draw very much, as you might know, but what I'll do here, I'll feel out on my board where things are, looking at the big shapes. There's a big building comes down here, sort of feel the shape and the size of that. Road, traffic, bluer building, then this other shop fronts and what have you on the left come up in there, and there's a little base of the building there and the footpath line and the curb line. Sort of feel those out with my hand. I'm going to quickly block this in using a little bit of binder medium, Atelier binder medium, to keep the paint transparent. Just try and get these big shapes in. I'll give that a little spray with the misting bottle just to help it flow on. You can see that there. That's where the bluer one comes down. This is ultramarine mixed with Dialux purple and a touch of transparent Venetian red. They're all Matisse structure colours, acrylics. Foliage in there. Shop fronts. Buildings on the left. There's that footpath pavement line there. And there's the line, the edge of the road. So nothing gets really drawn. I'm interested in getting down the big shapes, the big tonal areas. I favour ultramarine as a blue because not so much of the colour but for the depth of the tone it gives me. Just varying this mix as I go. It's the three colours at the moment: ultramarine, Dialux purple and transparent Venetian red. I'll just put that up there. Out of the way. Trees. More trees. I'm just going to get that too dark. Let's be careful not to get that too dark over there. Just very speedy how I do this. And it's a 2-inch wide brush. I get these from Riot Art. I don't really look after them, but they do a great job. Traffic in there. I find it helps to feel out the sizes of placement of the shapes. I'm going to introduce a little bit of Australian sienna, which is another Matisse structure colour. That's the colour of it there. Those of you who paint in oil will find it's very similar to the Art Spectrum, what do they call it? Australian red gold, that's right. Let's get that bluer building in. I'll use a different brush. Get some ultramarine. Very much thinned with the binder. As you can see. There's a bit up there too that I can see. Don't use white in the early blocking in. Try to get that a bit darker there. That's better. It's very brushy because of the binder. You wouldn't want to put too much binder in. Just get too sloppy, but these Matisse structure paints, they have a nice bit of body to them. Certain lines on that building there. Push those trees in a bit. Okay, on the road, I might as well put some colour in for the road here. Bit of violet, bit of Venetian red. I need another bit of a spray, I think. It's better. Kind of a warm underpainting for the road there, and the footpath while I'm about it. It's starting to take shape. I like to have a backboard behind my painting, so I just clean the brush quickly on there and keep going. I don't like being slowed down by having to rummage around for painting rags and what have you. Traffic. There'll be some dark shadows underneath the vehicles. They tend to be warm because they're enclosed shadows. I can put cars wherever I want there. Think about that as I go. Darken off that corner a little, I think. Yes, I think so. Might just define that curve, and I might not. Yeah, we're a bit vague over here yet. I'll try and get some definition of those buildings without getting too involved with it. The underside of the facade awning. Chop it. Sped up. Perspective down there. Starts to take shape by placing the tones. A couple of people in there. I will scribble some figures in at some stage, but not just yet. There's an important perspective line just in there, base of the building. Interesting time to be painting if you, at this stage of the painting, if you have something that you feels a bit too dark. Not saying this is, but if it was, you could simply rub it back and you'd lighten it up that way. I didn't feel it was overly light, I just wanted to show the sort of thing you do. No, not quite right there. Use with a paper towel to spread some paint around a bit. And pretty much that's how I would start off my street scenes. I always do it this way. It takes practice. I'm not suggesting you rush in and try this without a bit of careful drawing. But if you have a bit of recklessness about you and you think your painting's a little bit too tight, too stiff, maybe on a small scale give it a go and see if you can make it work for you. I hope you can. There's a bus coming down over on that side there, on the right hand side. I rather like that. It it's a useful line, if nothing else, to direct you into the painting. So I might just suggest that in there. Put path in there. There's a couple of long lights as well, which are nice. Anyway, that's how I would go around establishing my painting. I hope you found it interesting. A little bit of blue in the sky, but that's nothing too exciting there. And actually I would like quite a bright pale sky. So there you rub it away. The bus is a yellow bus down there. At this stage I only place that very loosely. There's a yellow sign there too. Again, I'll just locate that roughly. This is as far as I can go, perhaps without any white. But I do like to go as far as I can before I produce the white. Once you do that, this transparency is lost to you. You won't get that. I will actually just darken up a few of these little accents of dark in here before I change to the light. Now I can see them there, that's actually too high. What am I doing? That's okay, that's better. I had that line there and I ignored it. It's okay. Everything can be fixed. That's better. Comes down below the bus. I don't know what I was thinking there, but that's okay. The dark under the bus. Get it a bit taller. Rub that away, wipe my hand on my shirt. The other car there. I've got 4 of these 2-inch brushes going here. There's another car there. I like the placement there. I waited when I took the photo. I just waited till they came. The vehicles went where I thought they would look their best. So, composing while taking your photos. Get those trees a little higher, I think. Even though it's a 2-inch flat brush, you don't always have to use every part of it. You can use the corner or the edge. You can make surprisingly precise lines with the edges of them. Quite versatile, really. A couple of interesting building architectural lines up in there. See if I can get them in. The trick with all these modern buildings is not making them your life's work when you paint them. You really do need to generalise quite a lot. More deep tone in there, I think. Some that will read as foliage, some will read as details in the building. I haven't tinted the board prior to starting. Reason for that being I like to use transparent paint, and if you have a colour underneath, it will affect the transparent paint that you're putting on. Let's get that yellow sign in, sort of. I don't have a strong yellow out of the palette at the moment, but I would like to locate it. Give it a bit of spray and just take the bottom off it. Yes, we're nearly right. Could get that out a bit more, I think. Yep. That'll be orangey and red and bright yellow. Okay. So that's how I'd go about starting a street scene. It's very, very rough and loose. Aided, of course, by the 2-inch flat brushes, of which I've used 4. I do hope you found it interesting, and I thank you for watching.